This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories, and welcome to a brief Andor Season 2 theory, which is just about how Dedra's fate is. It's just a complete piece of poetic justice, and she's getting exactly what she deserves. And that's the fact that she's never going to be out of prison. I have seen some people have argued about saying that maybe she gets in the New Republic release program, but or she just gets let go by them, but I just think there's absolutely no chance of that. In an interview, her actress said that Dedra has no way out in reference to how there's only one way out for Cassian, Kino, and the rest, but I fully believe that she is correct and there's absolutely no way out for her because she's on the bad sides of both factions. If we go in to take a look at just how much trouble she'd usually be in either way, if the Empire continued to exist, she would just be in Arcana 5 until, well, probably she died because she would be getting a life sentence for her treason, and that'd also be because she would know that there is no getting out of prison now for, well, anyone that's going there since she used to run the prisons. But that's not what happens. The New Republic goes and takes out the Empire, and you might think that, yeah, maybe she gets out there, but there's no way because we know very clearly from a bunch of different Star Wars movies and shows that, well, they use a lot of Imperials as martyrs and they just kind of toss them under the bus. Most famous one of these I can think of off the top of my head is Admiral Rampart, where he goes and he destroys Camino under orders from the Empire, and once that's exposed, Palpatine shows up and he's like, whoa, 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 what did this guy do? It's totally not cool, and, well, we're gonna send this guy to prison. So, there's a lot of people that the Empire do that to. They toss them under the bus and act like they were acting out of line when they were just following orders. And I'm sure everyone in the New Republic would either know or suspect that, and the people who are in charge of this would go and have trials for basically everyone, or at least look into them if they see that, yeah, this is just a rebel who was sent here for acting as the Empire. Yeah, they'll probably be let go, but if they see, oh, we have a former ISB supervisor that's been imprisoned, and another argument I saw was, oh, they're not going to put her under her real name, but if that's the case, then they would just kill her because, well, if they don't want her real name out there, they think that she's a spy and she would go and reveal her real name regardless, so really there'd be no point for them to go and hide it. So, taking a look at really just everything that's gonna happen, she'd be in prison under her real name. They'll go and see, oh, we have a former ISP supervisor. We'll go and at least do some investigations into her, and then talking to both Bix, and then who was definitely gonna be alive at the end of under Return of the Jedi and going into the post-Imperial era. And then I'm assuming that Vel most likely is still alive, and at least Woman or Clay will also be alive. And with them, besides Bix herself, they would have been told by Cassian, either received directly or shown off screen. Oh, and plus by Mothma and any of the other rebels that were surviving from their council, because we know about the deaths of a few of them. But yeah, they'll know that the entire operation on Gorman was done to get the Calkite and build the Death Star, and that Dedra was in charge of it. And well, when they reveal that, and I'm assuming that woman also told his girlfriend, and she would have passed it on to other survivors of Gorman, then they're basically demanding her head as retribution for everything that happened on Gorman. And that's, well, 100% justified because what they did on Gorman was truly unforgivable, and it seems like the Imperials they're letting off are ones that are mainly just following orders and are lower level. But someone like Moff Gideon or someone like Dedra who went and literally committed a genocide against the people under the Empire's orders, they would definitely go and make sure this person is most likely put on death row, if not put in prison for the rest of their life. But considering what Moff Gideon did to Mandalore got him a death penalty, and he just somehow managed to escape it. It's never really revealed how he did that. But knowing that, we know that there's absolutely no hope for Dedra, and best she could hope for is spending the rest of her life in a cell, and worst case scenario is she gets the death penalty, which is the most likely scenario in my opinion because she committed too great of atrocities to really be allowed to live in terms of justice for the Gorman people, because she just caused the deaths of so many that I fully see her death being used as seen as justice for the people of Gorman, and I just really think there's absolutely no way that she ever gets out of prison. She is going to be trapped in prison for the rest of her life, and that is until she dies. And yeah, so that's really all I have to say about it in terms of the theory. But just to go back to what I mentioned in my review of the finale, I just absolutely love this because, well, as I mentioned, she did all these terrible things. She tricked Cyril into committing genocide. She, well, committed genocide herself, and she was just such a evil person that it is just truly amazing to see her get justice dealt to her in an unconventional way, where the thing she trusts the most, being the Empire, goes and turns on her and throws her under the bus for her failures, even though, yeah, it's mainly because she was being a complete idiot and made herself look like a spy, and due to the fact that she is so brilliant and everyone knows that she's brilliant, they know there's no way that someone like her would mess up like that, and it had to be deliberate, even though, well, they were wrong and she did mess up like that. But yeah, honestly, I do want to know what you think because I absolutely just love the fact that she's getting everything she deserves, and she's breaking out the end crying because the Empire turned on her for being too loyal. I absolutely love it, and I want to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.